Namaskar. I Shambhavi welcome you all to your channel Galactic Echoes. So let's start exploring the wisdom of Vedic astrology. So today we'll be doing the placement of Rahu in the ninth house of your horoscope and how this placement will manifest and what kind of results it will give. We'll try to figure it out today. So let's start the video and let's dive in. So with Rahu in the ninth house of your horoscope, the first and the foremost thing is that you have to check your sibling and relationship with them. If your relationship with your sibling is deep, then this placement of Rahu can give you immense gains and immense wealth in your life. But if you are related to your sibling on a shallow level, if you are connected to them on a shallow level, then this Rahu will give you problems. So yes, you can see actually betrayal and inheritance dispute from your siblings' point of view if your relationship with them was bad. So this is something which you have to understand, that with this Rahu, it really depends on how things will work out to your sibling, your younger sibling, I must say, especially. Because your Rahu is in the ninth house, then I cannot say that then you can have a good relationship with your father. Yes, that relationship will also be strained, and your father can suffer losses or legal disputes too. But you can mitigate these things. And how will you be able to mitigate these things? These things can come from the 8th house. If you create a harmonious relationship with your in-laws, then the problem can be mitigated on a large level. If you work towards research, astrology, mysticism, occult kind of subjects, then these all problems of the ninth house will be mitigated. You see, you have to positively channelize your Rahu, and for doing that you have to be looking towards the karakas of the 8th house, because that is where your Rahu is moving towards, the 8th house. It is always in a retrograde motion, you see. So to mend the negative karakas of the ninth house, what you can do is you can positively work towards the karakas of the 8th house, and in-laws are also the karaka of 8th house. So you see, if you have a good relationship with them, then maybe they are the people who can help you in the crisis times. And of course it will depend on the placement of your and the dignity of your 8th house, the disposture of Rahu, and if any planet is in conjunction with this Rahu or not. A lot of things will depend on that thing too. But the problems of this Rahu can only be mitigated through the 8th house. Now there can also be an innovative twist in your life, that if you positively align with the karakas of this Rahu, that you question your religion, you question your philosophy or your religion you are born into, because you want to understand, not because you want to demean it. You see, this is the positive karaka of Rahu. You are curious about knowing your religion. You are curious about actually understanding the working of it, because you want to dive deeper into it. This is the positive karaka of Rahu. If you are doing it, then the innovative twist which you can get is hidden wealth or a will. It will surface out suddenly and you will be shocked that how is it possible. You see, there are people who come into limelight because they won a lottery, and they had found a pot of gold coins when they were actually planting their trees in their garden. This is actually the exact placement we are talking about, Rahu in the ninth house. Because you are aligned with the positive karakas of Rahu, then it can get you gains. It can be anything, like there was a passport or a important document which you surfaced by digging into your garden, and it was important for a case. You see, you get an evidence which was important because for a case, you hand it to government and you get gains out of it. This is the placement we are talking about, the Rahu in the ninth house. But for that and for unlocking it, you have to positively align with the karakas of Rahu. If people are negatively aligned with the karakas of Rahu, they preach different kind of idealism and they preach philosophy, but they do not act on the words of themselves. And the gap between their actions and their words is where they lose credibility in the world. So this is important with this Rahu in the ninth house, that if you are saying something, you have to be doing that also. Now, if you are vouching for the girls' rights with this Rahu in the ninth house, then you should have that scenario and that system working at your home too. It should not be seen that you are discriminating with your children at your home and you are vouching for the girls' right in society, in your social world. So this is important with this Rahu, that you maintain your credibility throughout. If you have this difference between what you say and what you do, is where this Rahu can negatively give results in your life. Also, I've seen with this placement that you see people from the starting of their life, they have unconventional philosophy and religious beliefs of everything. Like they are more into collaborating maybe astrology with technology, or space science. This is where I've seen people doing it. They are maintaining a cult of their own idea. I don't know if Osho Rajneesh had this placement, but this is the same thing which I'm talking about. You see, he had different idea. He had different philosophy, and he actually preached it, and people followed it because he was talking logic in the form of religion. You see, he treated religion logically. So this is where you can take the inspiration from. You are the similar kind of personality. You want to think logically. You want to believe in everything logically, not what is written. And also the trajectory with this Rahu in the ninth house is that there is a phase of atheism. I have also seen this because the phase of atheism is triggered by a loss, like your parents' illness or a monetary loss, is where this phase of atheism begins, and this ends. Yes, and you get back more religious and with deeper insights. This is something interesting which I have seen with this placement of Rahu in the ninth house, people who have this placement. So it is really a amazing kind of a feature with the personality and with the life pattern of these individuals. Because Rahu is placed in the ninth house and it is sitting in the trine, and the fifth house is of your legacy, your son. What is seen is that your sons may see kind of unusual struggles, that they are doing something, but they're not fetching them gains or results, good results. So you see, people tag them as useless, but your grandchildren will bring your legacy back with this Rahu in the ninth house, because they will work towards maintaining and getting back that glory. So yes, your firstborn child or your sons, basically, they might see a struggling phase. People might tag them as useless, but they will shine out of that struggle, and your grandchildren will be the people who will redeem your glory and your fortune back. Also, you might see that your first child or your first son was born at a pilgrimage place, or at a place where you were able to hear the sounds of the evening aarti or the sounds of the evening prayer. You see, there was a temple or a church nearby. At the career front and from the wealth perspective, because this Rahu is moving towards the 8th house, so careers in mining, archaeology, insurances, taxation, and astrology also. If the 8th house supports astrology in your chart, and management of some sort can bring wealth in your life. So you should definitely look towards these kind of jobs, basically Saturn related jobs. Actually, I must say, the jobs which are Saturn related extremely in nature are the jobs which you can thrive in. Also, with this Rahu in the 9th house, professions related to Jupiter like teaching, banking, or priesthood might fail if your Jupiter is weak. If it is in the 5th house, or if it is in the 11th or 10th house, you might get this job and you might get that regular salary, but the ultimate success, you cannot find ultimate success in these fields related to Jupiter. Now, fortune with this Rahu, because 9th house is also related to fortune, it fluctuates insanely. Like you can have a good amount of wealth, but if your Rahu is not positively channelized, then this wealth can be lost in either family demands or either lawsuits. So this is important. You have to, and you should, if you are going through this Rahu's Mahadasha, then it is very important for you to go through this positive, channelizing this Rahuian energy into positive direction. You can get good gains out of taboo topics like exposing scandals actually. Teaching astrology is more a Jupiterian work, but exposing scandals and talking about mystical cults is something which you can get immense success in. So this is important, which you should look into. Maybe you publish a research paper on some mystical group or mystical religious group. Health risks with this Rahu in the ninth house are majorly related to anxiety because of family problems, or existential crisis, that why am I here on this earth, what is my purpose, what is my life's purpose. These are the questions which might trigger anxiety in you. And insomnia is also common with this placement of Rahu in the ninth house. Also, there is a sort of public shaming with this Rahu in the ninth house. Why? Because you have unorthodox beliefs and notions, and because of these beliefs, your elders in your family or religious elders, religious priests, elders related to Jupiterian traits, they might insult you. But if you change yourself because they are insulting you, this is where you can negatively trigger this Rahu in the ninth house. Whatever your beliefs are, you should be stubborn on them. You should have complete faith in whatever you think. It might be unconventional, it might be unorthodox, but that is what you are. That is what shaping your personality. You see, that is what you have taken birth with this placement. So this is something which you should not abandon, and this is something which you should positively channelize. You should ask questions humbly. Why is it so? Why are you directing me to do this and this thing? You should explain it to me. Hinduism is a philosophy because Arjun has asked questions from Lord Krishna too, and he has answered all his questions. That is why we are following this religion, because we have all the answers given from the Almighty himself. So you see, this is the problem with this Rahu in the ninth house. People think not asking questions is being the true believer. Because this Rahu people, you people in the ninth house having this Rahu, you are actually the greatest believers because you ask questions. You want to understand it deeply. There can be certain extreme events in this life of yours. If you positively channelize it, they can give you positive results, and if not, then not. Like you might, turn your ancestral property into a traveling retreat. That sort of a transformation you can go into. Maybe you cut off ties with your siblings because you want to protect your wealth, and then you later on go on a joint venture with them, and you later on connect with your siblings. So this kind of a transformation is definite in your life, and if you will not go through it, then your progress will be stagnant. It will be stopped. So it is better if you go through that process of death and rebirth, of that process of transformation, which is really needed in your life to make you into a shining star. So this is important with this Rahu in the ninth house, which you have to understand and which you should not back yourself off from. So this is how you decode this placement of Rahu sitting in the ninth house of your horoscope. Do not forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. And if you regularly want to see such quality content on astrology, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.